Kickers are brought to you by First Tee. 5 changes with Richmond, considering the fact that they're trying to avoid their 5th loss of the season. Garnett and Fitch are joined by Barneson and Franca to start things off. Terzaghi is the lone man up top, and Ryan Shello returns in net. He wants to regain some of his form after losing his last 4 consecutive starts. He does not want to make that number 5 for him or for Richmond. Ian Cameron only makes a pair of changes for this match versus the Richmond Kickers. For round 3, they want to go with Vivas being flanked by Watson and Tunbridge. We start things off in round 3 between the Kickers and Tormenta here at City Stadium. Ryan Lee and our entire ESPN Plus broadcast crew, thank you so much for joining us here on the Saturday night hit. Quickly poked out of play by Daniel Steedman, so it becomes a throw-in for Richmond. It's an 84-degree day here in Richmond, Virginia. A slight wind, but nothing really too effective, as we can see the Richmond faithful continuing to show their voice, but showing an offensive opportunity. Here's Mason Tunbridge. Tried to slide that one through for Vivas. Rebound, scores! 5.5 minutes in, Niall Watson gets the 1-0 advantage for Tormenta. Watson scored his first professional goal against Richmond in March. He gets another one back in City Stadium, this time off the feed from Tunbridge. A quick clear out from Garnett, perfectly full. Opportunity here for Richmond as they want to continue advancing, and another foul goes against Tormenta. Elevated by Moran, back post as that one just finds its way past the post and out of the byline, but it did last go off a Tormenta player, so now the Kickers get their first corner attempt. As Moran just tried to go for that back post, it went off of Jake Dangler. And Vignoles will send this one in. In-swinging ball, headed on and over. The culture around Richmond has been around him his whole life, and it really means a lot to him to be a continual piece with this Kickers club. The 17-year-old Garnett has done so well. He's been rewarded by this Kicker side as a feed comes in. Feed back for O'Dwyer. Comes in front. Terzaghi tries to elude one. Terzaghi takes a drive, but he just missed the net as a diving Drew Rome couldn't quite get the touch on. After only 22 minutes of play, a singular shot on target. That's from Niall Watson. It's the only one to get behind, but it's Chandler O'Dwyer behind the Tormenta defensive line as he tries to make something go. Johnson steps in, takes a shot, and off the outside of the frame. The Red Army thought that one went through. It just tickled the twine from the other end, so Drew Romig will take it away for a goal kick. But some nice thinking here as some of these guys have to step up and make the most of other opportunities. That's been one of the things that's really plagued Richmond the entire year. Is wife are expecting their first child any day, essentially. So Fonseca is back in Statesboro. Did not make the trip with the rest of the Ibises. And congratulations to Pedro and the rest of the Fonseca family for the upcoming introduction of their first baby girl. The USL Super League is kicking off its inaugural Division I Professional Women's Soccer League in August. 8 teams across the country will begin playing August 17th. As that one comes in front, and Suko ties this game at 1. Justin Suko ties the game. He gets Richmond's first. He gets his first of the season. and we're level at 1. A nice little quick feed. Suko was all by himself. Hassan could only chase as Suko was there to track it the whole time, all by himself at the top of the area. Nice feed there from Emiliano Terzaghi to hit Suko right on the money. Union Omaha in that 1-0 win the other day versus Central Valley puts them at 13 goals in the Jägermeister Cup. Tormenta have a long way to go, but they have to defend on this first as it goes back for Johnson. Steedman with the overhead clearance as Vivas settled it down. Vivas across for Ajmer Spangler as he waits for extra numbers to come across. Pitches it out. Callum Stretch gallops up ahead. Stretch looks for a shot, and that one hits the side of the net as well. So a couple of shots on net, a couple of shots off the side of the net. Callum Stretch tried to make that one go, but it's still 1-1. Callum Stretch, has he been doing such a good job? And ever since the departure of Nick Akoto, the big question is who's going to be filling in on those wing backs for Ian Cameron? We've seen some opportunities for Josh Ramos to come in, but Ramos is on the bench today. Hassan gets his chance to come in. Spangler, he's got Tunbridge in center, but he wants to create space himself as Steedman just deflects it for Callum Stretch. Watson into the area, too short for Vivas. So Dangler has to come all the way back. Dangler, he sports the captain's armband in today's match with Connor Doyle having come off of the bench the last couple of matches. Mason Tunbridge returns for Watson, and a chance goes. Watson hits the outside of the net. Watson wanted the brace in the first half, but goes to the outside of the net instead. Watson just streaks up ahead, hits the outside of the frame. And as we mentioned, for Nala Watson, his first goal in USL League One was against Richmond here at City Stadium. It was a breakaway against Pablo Jara. He's been able to serve some guys up very well as Tunbridge and Spangler, who's on it now, leads the team in assists. But it goes back for Tunbridge as he tries to get loose. Disrupted, back for Tormenta. Steedman gets free, takes a shot, and that one is held off by Shello. And they will do exactly that. Let things expire after 45 plus as we are tied at 1 goal aside. Sierakowski steps in, goes off of Steedman, centering chance, Terzaghi still alive! And that one comes off of Hassan, who had to step in to block that opportunity from getting crossed in by Terzaghi. So a short set piece just outside of the area. Gabriel Rodriguez to strike. Rodriguez takes a drive, but goes low corner. Shello read it through. They've been outscored 10-3 in that stretch as well, but they have something to say about that. It's Adrian Bilhart working on Corey. Centers up in front, and that one is kept by Romeg. Richmond will enjoy this Jägermeister Cup game at home before going another back-to-back on the road. As it's sent into the area. Held on. Winner! He's wide. As Nil Vignal stands on the near side of the 18. Gomiro takes it, but off the wall, over, out, corner, kick, Richmond. Number 7 for the game, 4 for the half. The Red Army roaring for Richmond to take the lead in a 1-1 game. 77 minutes. Adrian Bilhart to in-swing. Bilhart punched by Romig. Still up. Down. Loose. Arnie blocked off the line. And Dalmeida holds on. Davio Dalmeida. Tries to re-recover the ball as he just takes a yank on Schenfeld, and it will provide a quick go. Vignals. Schenfeld. Dalmeida was in the way, but Vignals to settle. Terzaghi turns around as does Romig. Turns that one out, but a corner comes for Richmond. Held off by Schenfeld. Billhart to clip. Dangler heads it out. As we saw, to set up that corner opportunity in the first place was off the foot of Emiliano Tarzaghi. He's got a team lead, 3 shot attempts, but only 1 has been within frame. He's back on it once again to leave it for Gomiero. That one was stopped. Gabriel Rodriguez just plays it back, and Steedman gets shit from behind. Now potential 2-on-1 for Richmond. Gomiero shoots, and that's held off by Romig. Run and gun we go. Opener against Charlotte Independent. They took the loss back in Statesboro. Drive for Rodriguez. He's all alone. Rodriguez is held off. Ryan Shello with the save. Intention for Ryan Sierakowski. It was a nice intent there by Ryan Shello, but Sierakowski just a little bit short on that as Jackson Corey has to run all the way back. Dalmeida. He's had to come up with 4 saves so far today. Wenner controls, boxes out. Off of Sierakowski last, so it's a Tormenta throw. Dalmeida down the line for Wenner. Corey cuts inside. Jackson Corey's got a lane. Gabriel Rodriguez stopped by Shello. But with the injury to Ajmir Spangler, that's it for regulation. We're going to penalties. Rodriguez got stopped by Pack only about a couple weeks ago. How does he do against Shello? Rodriguez posted in. Neil Vignoles on Drew Romig. Vignoles off the bar and in. Bar down goal. 1-1 after 1. Austin Wenner, he scored his first goal against Greenville, against Ryan Shello. Wenner gets 2 for Tormenta, but he has scored twice in PKs in the Jägermeister Cup. Fitch on Romig. Fitch scores 2-2. Jake Dangler, the 25-year-old from Baltimore. He comes up on Shello and scores. The 3-time MVP, 3-time Golden Boot, Emiliano Tarzaghi, to level things for the Kickers. Tarzaghi misses. He won the USL League One championship with the Greenville Triumph. He has championship pedigree within him, Walker. Does he do it again? For the lead. Easy. Romig to end it. Gomiero to extend it. Joao Gomiero keeps this shootout going. Corey missed the net entirely in Central Valley. Ryan Shello to snap a 4-game losing streak for Richmond and himself. Corey stopped by Shello. And Ryan Shello stops him cold. A nice read for Ryan Shello as that went to his. Billhart scored 2 against Tormenta back in May. Does he get 1 here today? Romig to end it. Billhart evens it up at 4. We're going to sudden death shootout. Has yet to score a goal for Ian Cameron. Does he get 1 here? Dalmeida with a chip on his first PK attempt. Does he do so again in the 6th round of PKs? Justin Suko on Drew Romig. We're tied again. Suko's done it twice. Ball for Coach Cameron. He's been embracing the challenge and he's been adapting faster than Coach Cameron anticipated. Does that continue in the shootout? Steedman stopped by Shello. Ryan Shello holds it off. Daniel Steedman couldn't get it through. Both guys went to that bottom right corner 3 days after turning 26 to give Richmond their first win in 5 games. Ryan Sierakowski comes up and wins it. Sierakowski snaps the 4-game losing streak for Richmond. And Tormenta come back home. Their last 3. Sierakowski just holds and beats Romig clean.